Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. You know, I've realized that even though the Lunar New Year has already passed, I haven't been able to look at any Chinese-related films or TV episodes this year. Still, better late than never, I guess. So, for today's blog, let's look at Sofia's second adventure in Wei-Ling. Airing on television on July 8th, 2016, this is the Bamboo Kite. Now, let's get started. In this episode, Princess Sofia visits the kingdom of Wei-Ling to attend the Festival of Kites, where her friend, Princess June, has the honor of launching the first kite. Unfortunately, June falls sick with the summer sniffles, and the only way to cure her is with an ancient rare flower known as Mensang. So, Sofia, along with Prince Jin and Wu-Chang, must go on a daring quest to Mount Dasharn to retrieve the herb. So, what do I think? Well, to me, this is another great episode. And to further explain why I love it, let's move on to Mustang notes. Now, the moral of this episode is honor the old and celebrate the new, which to me is another lesson that I can identify with, and it's one of several that certain folks out there nowadays are bamboozled by, since I keep hearing, even on social media, that some folks out there can't stand new stuff and they prefer oldies. But me, well, I try my best to accept old and new stuff whenever I can. Also to note, this episode was, believe it or not, previously scheduled for July 10th, but for some unknown reason, this statement was incorrect. Plus, this episode introduces us to a sickness known as the summer sniffles, which is a pun to the common cold. As for the animation, well, in my opinion, Toei on CGI is still fantastic, and I think the setting in Wei-Ling is absolutely beautiful. By the way, as I said earlier, this is Princess Sofia's second visit to this Chinese kingdom. The previous one being in Princesses to the Rescue, which I've already blogged last year, and of course her third visit was during the Falcon's Eye episode, which I blogged back in 2017. Also, Wei-Ling is part of the Tri-Kingdom area alongside the kingdoms of Enchantia and Kaldun, and it's one of Enchantia's closest neighbors. Plus, I think the journey that Sofia, Jin, and Wu-Chang go on to get to Mount Dasharn is really thrilling and adventurous, and I love the scene where the gang work together to build a bamboo kite big enough to carry everybody back to the palace, which kind of reminds me of a similar scene from Once Upon a Forest. Speaking of kites, I think the kites that are shown at the Kite Festival are very creative due to whatever material that they're made of. And now, let's talk about the episode's song, This Panda Just Wants to Dance, which is sung by Kai while expressing his passion for dancing. Now, I love this song. It's catchy, has a nice beat to it, plus, like the Genie Rules, this is another song that'll never leave your head. And trust me, it'll make you want to jump up and dance along with it. And now, let's move on to the characters and their voice actors. Princess Sofia is voiced once again by Ariel Winter, whom was young Kairi in the Kingdom Hearts game series, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, a few of Thumper's sisters in Bambi 2, young Trixie in Speed Racer, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks' Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and Smurf Lily in Smurfs The Lost Village. Fun fact, this episode marks the first time where Sofia is seen in her newly redesigned signature gown, which, like Beauty is the Beast, takes place after Sofia freed Princess Elena from her amulet and helped her save Avalor from Shiriki. In my eyes, I like that Sofia is determined to help cure June with either new or old ideas while on her quest to get the Mensang flowers. Next is her friend, Princess June, voiced by Ming-Na's daughter, Michaela Z, whom was in Phineas and Ferb and Ralph Breaks the Internet. In this episode, June is sick with the summer sniffles, which might prevent her from being able to attend the opening of the Kite Festival the following day. Next we come to June's brother, Prince Jin, voiced by Josie Tota, whom was in Magic Camp and Spider-Man Homecoming. As I previously said, Jin is more interested in doing something in the present rather than talking about the past, and he's shown to love new things like his father. To me, Jin is very clever and curious, and I thought his kite was very advanced. Also, while journeying to Mount Dasharn, Jin brings along all of his favorite new gadgets, like a perfect pointer, which acts like a compass, a grappling hook, and an easy breezy, which in my opinion are pretty cool and handy equipment. Next we come to Wu-Chang, the royal sorcerer of Wei-Ling, voiced by Keone Young, who got to be in American Dragon Jake Long, Mulan 2, and Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo. Now, I still stand by that Wu-Chang is a wise and ancient sorcerer, and during this episode, he offers to cure June with some Mensang flowers, but unfortunately, Emperor Quan brushes him aside for the advice of his advisor of all things new. Thankfully, Sofia and Jin are willing to try to cure June his way. During their journey to get the Mensang flowers, Wu-Chang tries to prove the worth of the old ancient ways that he loves, while Jin tries to prove that the new ways can also be pretty useful. But thankfully, what keeps Wu-Chang likable is that he never dismisses Jin's modernism as bad, and thanks to the combining of his old ideas and Jin's new gadgets, they are able to succeed in getting the Mensang just in time to cure June. Last but not least, we come to Kai, a magical singing and dancing panda voiced by Jesse L. Martin, who's best known from Law and Order, Rent, and A Muppet Christmas Letters to Santa. Now, the last time I talked about him was back in 2017 when I blogged The Falcon's Eye, where he, along with June and Jin, helped Sofia and Krista try to keep one of the Wicked Nine away from a sneaky strangeling. Anyway, during this episode, which is his first appearance, Kai helps Sofia, along with Wu-Chang and Jin, get to Mount Dasharn to get the Mensang. And in my opinion, I think Kai is a fun, friendly, and hilarious supporting character, especially during the scene where he gives them bamboos to hop through the forest. Plus, I like that Kai loves to sing and dance. And now on to my final words. Overall, the Bamboo Kite is a great episode. The animation is beautiful, the music is sweet to listen to, the adventure is naturally pretty epic, and the humor is always clever. The main characters are likable and relatable, and Kai was a fun new supporting character, and like I said earlier, his song was absolutely awesome. But the best part about the episode is the moral on how both modern and ancient methods both have their use, and it's also about knowing when to use them. So, I give this episode a full 100%. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me next time where we look at the first animated martial arts film from DreamWorks Animation, Mustang Power.